ever get that feeling? Like you're constantly justifying yourself to people who just aren't on the same page.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
like you're trying to explain the color blue to someone who's never seen it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Well, in today's deep dive, we're going to explore an article that might have a solution for that.
Okay, sounds intriguing.
It's called Be a Beacon by Shawn Wondunna Foley.
I haven't heard of that one.
It was published just last week on www.innerway.com.au.
Got it.
So basically what we're going to do is unpack this article
Yeah.
and see if we can extract some practical takeaways
All right, ready.
for our own lives, you know.
Let's dive in.
So right off the bat, the article throws out this pretty bold statement.
Okay.
It says, we should just stop explaining ourselves.
Whoa, really? Stop explaining ourselves altogether.
Yeah, that's what it says.
That's a pretty radical idea.
It is, right?
Makes you wonder why.
Yeah, like why shouldn't we try to make people understand our
Sure.
perspective? Especially when we feel like we're being misjudged.
Exactly.
So what's the article's reasoning behind that?
Well, the article argues that people understand things based on their own level of perception.
Okay.
So you could be explaining something till you're blue in the face,
Right.
but if the other person isn't at a certain level of understanding,
They're just not going to get it.
it's like talking to a brick wall, basically.
So it's not really about convincing them to see our point of view,
No, it's more about aligning with our own inner awareness.
our own inner truth.
Exactly.
Okay, so instead of getting caught up in all these justifications, the focus should be on staying true to myself.
Precisely. And, there are tools for cultivating that inner connection.
Like what?
Well, meditation is a big one.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Journaling can also be incredibly helpful
Right.
for clarifying your values, building that inner compass.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
So once you've established that strong connection with yourself, the article suggests that it starts to affect how others perceive you.
Yeah, it mentions this magnetism thing.
Right. It's fascinating.
What's that all about?
It's like when you're truly aligned with your authentic self,
Yeah.
you radiate a certain energy that naturally draws in people who are on a similar wavelength.
So it's not about trying to please everyone.
Nope.
But more about just being unapologetically yourself.
Exactly. You attract the people who are meant to be in your life.
And repel the ones who aren't.
Kind of, yeah.
I like that.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally does. But what does this magnetism actually feel like?
I mean, is it something tangible?
Or more of an energy shift?
Oh, I think it's a combination of both.
Correct.
On one hand, you'll experience a heightened sense of clarity and purpose. You'll feel more confident in your choices.
Right.
And that confidence will naturally radiate outwards.
Okay.
And then on the other hand, you'll start noticing that the people you attract, the people who gravitate towards you, they'll be the ones who resonate with your energy.
So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
In a way, yes.
I dig it. Okay, now the article also uses this really cool metaphor about being a beacon.
I remember that.
What exactly does that mean, like practically speaking?
So picture a lighthouse, right?
Okay.
Standing tall amidst a stormy sea.
Got it.
It's not running around chasing after ships.
No.
It's just steadily shining its light.
Guiding them?
Exactly, providing direction.
So in the same way.
Being a beacon means radiating our own truth, honesty, and integrity.
Outwardly.
Yeah, and letting that light guide others.
So we're leading by example.
Precisely.
Instead of trying to shove our beliefs down people's throats.
Exactly.
That's such a powerful image.
It is, isn't it?
It's not about being loud or preachy, but about embodying the change we want to see in the world.
Absolutely.
Okay, now there's another point I wanted to touch on.
Sure.
The article talks about the link between fearlessness and compassion.
Yeah, that's a key one.
To be honest, I was a little confused by that at first.
Really?
Yeah, like, aren't fear and compassion kind of opposite emotions?
You would think so, wouldn't you?
So how can being fearless lead to more compassion?
It's a bit paradoxical, but think about it this way.
Okay.
When we're consumed by fear, we tend to shut down emotionally.
We build walls.
Exactly. We become less receptive to others' suffering.
Because we're so focused on protecting ourselves.
Exactly.
Oh.
Fearlessness, on the other hand, allows us to open our hearts, to connect with others from a place of empathy and understanding.
So we can actually be more present for others.
When we're not crippled by our own fears.
That makes a lot of sense. Can you give me an example of how this plays out in real life?
Absolutely. I remember going through a really tough time at work a while back.
Oh no, what happened?
Well, I had this colleague who was constantly undermining my efforts.
Ugh, I hate when that happens.
Yeah, it was awful.
So what did you do?
Now, if I had let fear dictate my actions, I probably would have gotten defensive or retaliated.
It's a natural reaction.
It is, but I chose to approach the situation with compassion instead.
Wow, that's impressive.
I tried to understand where they were coming from.
Their motivations?
Yeah, and respond with kindness.
Did it work?
It completely transformed the dynamic.
Really?
Yeah, they actually started to open up to me.
So even in conflict, leading with compassion can make a difference.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. And this ties back to the ripple effect the article talks about, right?
Exactly.
The idea that our actions inspire others.
You got it.
By embodying qualities like fearlessness and compassion, we're kind of giving others permission to do the same.
And it creates this ripple effect.
Leading to a more harmonious environment.
Precisely.
It's like that saying, be the change you want to see in the world.
That's a perfect way to put it.
So ultimately, the article's call to action is to be a beacon.
To shine brightly.
Like a supernova.
Radiating our unique inner light.
Instead of trying to fit in or dim our light.
Right. Embrace your authenticity.
And inspire others to do the same.
Because even small acts of courage and kindness
can have a huge impact.
Exactly. We all have the potential to be beacons of positive change.
I love that. This deep dive has been so insightful.
I'm glad to hear that.
It's a powerful reminder that real change starts within.
Yeah.
By aligning with our inner truth.
And expressing ourselves authentically.
You can create a ripple effect that inspires others to do the same.
It's a beautiful cycle.
So I want to leave you with a question. What truth resonates most deeply within you?
Ooh, good one.
What unique qualities do you possess that are ready to be shared with the world?
Don't underestimate the power of your individual light.
Yeah.
Each of us has the potential to be a beacon.
Guiding ourselves and others towards a brighter future.
And if you're looking for more guidance,
the article recommends checking out
www.innerway.com.au for additional resources.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us on this insightful journey.
It was my pleasure. Remember, embrace your inner beacon and let your light shine.
Shine bright.